Imagine a future where businesses scale globally in seconds, where real-time data analysis drives every decision and innovation moves at the speed of thought. Today, I'll show you why cloud computing is a top growth industry and how AWS is leading the way. I bring a background in IT education, AWS certifications, and military experience in network and satellite communications. The future is in the cloud. So what does the cloud really do? It's real-time AI. It's real-time data analysis. Anytime you see anything on a massive scale going on in real time, it's most likely cloud computing. Global scalability, mom and pop to enterprise level, and everything else in between, AWS has a package deal set up for you. And now, since 2020, Quantum Access was released to the cloud. So you can pop into an AWS portal, make an account, and you can actually start experimenting with quantum level services. Okay, so by 2030, this is very important, cloud computing is going to be worth about $1.5 trillion. It's driven by remote work and mobile first demand, which took off during COVID. Its core infrastructure is AI, 5G, gaming, and more. When I say gaming, think about hospitals, automotive, anything that uses graphics and moving animation. That's gaming. 94% of enterprises already use cloud services. The Grandview research analysts, they did a new study and they forecasted that the compound annual growth rate, what we just talked about, that number 1.5 trillion, it's going to be 15.1% from now until 2030, which is huge, massive. It's more than just storage. Everyone thinks of it as storage because they get that notification every month that says, update your Apple cloud space, get some more storage for your photos and pictures. Okay, it's not just storage. Most of the profit and most of the enterprises that come from the cloud is machine learning, AI, and quantum. And all this scalability, it fuels innovation at low cost. So AWS specifically, like I said, you can make an account right now, you can start experimenting with the services. All this experimenting allowed them to analyze everything that was going on inside the cloud, and people experimenting, and they were able to develop new services from that. And so it was able to, the service itself, AWS itself, was able to scale rapidly at low cost because people were finding out ways to do the same thing in data with maybe less computing power. So that to a corporation is huge, it's massive. If you're able to do something for less money, they want in, so those investments compounded with the adoption, right, of this service. So the early investors, present investors, future investors, right, is going to compound because people are using the service, they're getting crafty, think about like a sandbox mode, and then they invent something new. And so that's how it's compounding so quickly. AWS market, they're the market dominator for cloud space. They own 30% of the global market share. 74% of Amazon's profitability comes from AWS. Most people think that Amazon is a service company that delivers products. Well, it's not. It's actually a data company. Okay, this is where 74% of their profit comes from. They're trusted by Fortune 500 and startups. You can go on their website and see a list of hundreds of companies that use them. YouTube, Uber, Lyft. This source came from Synergy Research Group in 2024. Cutting edge services, okay? SageMaker, machine learning. You can make your own machine learning machine, okay? You can customize it with the way you want, how you want it to act, what you want it to take in, input, output, what you don't. Lambda serverless feature, so everything that powers a modern internet essentially to give you the perception that it goes quickly, like Uber, Lyft, YouTube, when you sign onto those apps, these videos come off, like as soon as you click it, it comes on, it's lightning speed. That's not because the internet's fast, it's because they have serverless microservice architectures that are like speeding up the process. Bracket, that's their quantum service. And this is a new era of computation. Quantum, the level it's 1 billion times more powerful. Okay, normal computer is binary. Excuse me, it's 1 and 0. A quantum computer is at a superposition. If you're viewing it through an atomic scale, it exists at both 1 and 0 at the same time. That means this. You search a normal ChatGPT, right? Answer. It spits you out an output, an answer, and it says, you know, XYZ, maybe it gives you like 3 options. You know, a quantum computer, you search something up, it can give you up to 500 to 1,000,000 different answers, even more precise than ChatGPT's response, and it can do it at a nanosecond level. So this is like at a billionth and a millionth of a second. So that's scary, powerful. However, it's been put to good use. Scientists have been able to start making nanobots that fight certain bacteria, and it's just there's some use. There's some good use also with enterprise trust and global infrastructure. Many pharmaceutical, medical, and energy firms use this technology to give very, very immediate answers. What if there's a business disaster? What if there's an earthquake and we got to call it this, and what would that affect? And there's all these different metrics, and so that's able to give them like the most realistic account for what would happen. Also, Volkswagen, they use their quantum service. So, that being said, join the cloud revolution, okay? The cloud computing is the backbone of modern tech, and AWS is its strongest pillar. The cloud isn't just where data lives, it's where the future takes shape. And the real question is, will you be a part of it, or will you watch from the sidelines? It's up to you.